in Yosemite. I gave him a 75-pound pack and made him hike up these ledges with it. He got to the top and he threw it on the ground. He's like, yeah, that felt good. I was like, this guy's going to be good, probably. For all those 6 years, I had this like shining beacon that I was heading towards, and it made me wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, super psyched to try and pursue this dream. And could this actually exist? This really improbable line of holds that goes up this incredibly blank, steep wall. Even the last season, like, I didn't know if it was going to happen.
It's very possible that we didn't do it this year, and maybe we would never do it, and that it had to be okay.
We ended up having to climb in the winter because the conditions were the best for doing hard climbing, but that also meant that there was some ice fall.
I'd never had like a pumpkin-sized piece of ice whipped right by me before. My helmet's in the portal edge, and I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck to this fixed line, and it's either going to hit me or it's not. And I was just like, this sucks.
We were both prepared to fail, but we got on a roll.
Key pieces started to fall into place. And it was clear that, well, the only thing left to do is a push. There's major crack in the feature system, one on Mescalito and one on the wall of Early Morning Light. And we have to connect the two, and there's nothing in between.
Then it came down to this incredibly technical style of climbing. Kevin's expertise really was key in this because he was so good at analyzing everything. You know, the slightest variations in body position, the angle that you step on these tiny ripples. We had to choreograph the whole thing down to a perfect science and sand off any ridges on our shoes, sand off any ridges on our fingertips so that we could make contact with the wall. And then that only got us halfway there. I mean, what it came to in the end is actually building a belief that we could do it.
There was a ton of pressure. I didn't want to hold up our ascent, and I wanted to do it. We dedicated 6 years of our lives to doing this, coming down to this one pitch. It was like the most competitive and intense and emotional roller coaster over those 7 days, battling with that 15th pitch.
I was like, I can't imagine going to the top of this thing without Kevin. Like, we've been working on this together for so long, and I started joking around a lot more. I was like, if I can just seem like I'm totally content to be up here and wait it out as long as possible, that's going to help take pressure off Kevin. The fact that I dropped my phone off the wall and I didn't have to like deal with emails anymore, I was like, this is fun. Like, this is a moment in life that I'm never going to forget. And if it lasts a bit longer, that's a great thing. That battle that Kevin was going through was really extraordinary to watch. You know, you see all these great moments in sporting history that are kind of legendary, and I was like, I was the only one right there to witness it.
When you guys finally topped out, was it relief? Was it joy?
Grabbing a down-pulling shelf and mantling on top, I just felt like all of the stress and the desire and the focus that had been applied over the last 19 days just fall away. And it was like weightless, and there was nothing else to do.
My mind could not really even comprehend what was going on completely. I think I was at a point where I didn't totally care whether I ever finished it or not. I was that much into the process. But actually, now that it's gone, I'm like quite worried about my life. I'm worried about my life a little bit. Yeah.
Do you ever think about some kid out there who might have seen some of all this coverage, and what do you think they might be doing?
This climb became so much bigger than us.
To think that there's some kid out there that's totally inspired, and who knows what that'll lead to. That's the good stuff. It's not what makes it all worth it, because it'd be happy if only our friends and family followed along and knew about it. But if that's going to be the byproduct, I mean, how cool.